Joe Foral. Joe Foral served as Bellevue's head baseball coach for 4 seasons and as an assistant coach of the men's basketball team with fellow Hall of Famer Jerry Mosser from 1987 to 1989. Foral had the distinction of coaching and mentoring 4 consecutive BU Athletes of the Year. He guided the Bruin baseball team to 37 wins and to appearances in the District 11 tournament in both 1985 and 1986. In his final season as an assistant men's basketball coach, Foral helped the Bruins double their win total from the previous season and qualify for the District 11 tournament. Foral played baseball at Bellevue from 1979 to 1982, graduating with distinction in 1983 with a double major in sociology and physical education. He earned all District 11 honors as a pitcher in 1982. He currently resides in Bellevue, Nebraska with his wife of 30 years, Mary Beth. The couple has 4 children, Mariana, Joe Jr., Louis, and Ellie. Since 1990, Foral has worked as a sales manager at Oharco Distributors.
The first thing I thought about Joe when he was going through his pitching career is how dedicated he was to baseball. Baseball was I think a love for him, and without that love, he probably would have never made it. When Joe graduated from college, I thought maybe we needed to make a change in a baseball coach, and Joe's the first one that came to my mind. At that time, we paid very little money, but he decided to do it and started with a bunch of guys that basically didn't have very much discipline. They were good players, they were great guys, but they needed some leadership. And Joel kind of gave him that leadership. He taught him that you must participate, you must work out, you must do things that are going to make you better. And as the years went on, Joe did that, and the players responded to him. He took our teams to the first regional tournament and lost there, but we had never been to the regional tournament. So he took the bunch of guys that basically was going nowhere and made them into really good baseball players. He also, from this day on, he's with those people once or twice a year at alumni functions. He sets them up himself, he gets the food, he brings them in, they tell stories. It's a very good thing for our athletes. And these are all baseball players that he had. I think he's deserving of the Hall of Fame award for one reason, is that he's devoted to Bellevue University. He has played here, he has coached here, he has worked with the alumni, he has not given up on anybody that he's ever worked with, and always been willing to help people. So I think Joe deserves the Hall of Fame because of these things. If you would ask me, of all our athletes that I've had through the years, which one sticks in your mind the most, and I would say it was Joe Foral.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome this SOB, Joe Foral.
Well, obviously, we're going to have to start screening those videos. That's not going to go. Johnny, last week at Olga's wedding, you asked me, you have your speech ready to go? And I told you, I'm not doing a speech. I'm just going to kind of wing it. But if I winged it, we'd be here a long time. So I'm going to just pretty much go by script, if that's okay. And by the way, Olga, Clark, congratulations on your wedding. I'd like to congratulate my fellow honorees, Mrs. Ralston. Your generosity and support of this program is what college athletics should be about. Carrie and Kelly, first-team All-American softball players, you were key in setting the direction of the program. Your accomplishments on the field make both of you, without a doubt, Hall of Famers. Todd, all I can say is, based on the records of the other coaches in the Hall of Fame, had you won more games, you probably would have never gotten in. Congratulations to all of you. I'm honored to be part of the class of 2017. Thank you to the Hall of Fame members and committee members who voted me in this class. Kevin, Buzz, Ed, Ron, Coach, and Mrs. Mosser, thank you for the work you do with the Hall of Fame. This event is important because it just doesn't recognize those of us lucky enough to be selected into the Hall of Fame. I think it includes all of us who played, coached, and contributed to the university. None of us would be Hall of Famers without our teammates and those people who worked with us. I ask you to remember another important reason we have this event. Coach alluded to it. It's to raise money for the Jerry and Gloria Mosser Scholarship Fund. That is something I'm very proud to be part of. Thank you to everyone here tonight, as a portion of the cost of the tickets goes to endow that scholarship to deserving student athletes. Coach Mosser, when you hired me, I was a 25-year-old who had graduated just 3 years earlier with no college or high school coaching experience. I had been teammates with a lot of guys on that first team. I thought I was too young and not qualified to take on that kind of responsibility. But you believed in me. You trusted me, and you believed in what I could do. I think that's probably one of your greatest gifts, your belief in people. I'm sure I speak for many of those who you've coached and worked with when I say your belief in us has made a difference in our lives. Coach, you and Mrs. Mosser are the two most loyal people I know. Thank you for all you've both done for me and my family and for Bellevue University. When Coach asked me to take the job, I told him the only way I could do it was if John Swoboda could do it with me. John was a Bruin teammate, a friend, and he'd been coaching high school baseball. I thought someone should have an idea as to what we're supposed to do, so that was John. Johnny, without you that first year, I could not have done the job. We coached together, and we argued some. It was mostly you who recruited that first class of players that made the difference. When we started, we inherited 12 players, mostly upperclassmen and only one freshman. Through your efforts, I felt we got the program in the right path. I've always felt like you've never received enough credit for what you did that year. I'm really thankful that we could do that together. The program was a little different when John and I played. You can ask Mike Timmons to tell you some stories about our playing days. Wow, some of the stuff you tell at those meetings, holy cow. Lucky for us, Olga would keep the team eligible by getting us all through Spanish class. We found our first recruit at the last outpost bar. John and I walked in to play some shuffleboard and saw this guy with long hair, a beard, cigarette in his mouth, playing pool. Johnny said, "Hey, that's Will Philbin. I think he's got some eligibility left." Well, he did. After a shave and a haircut, Will played for 2 years and pitched our first ever win on a southern trip. Will joined players like Flo Firstenau and Rich Timmons, former Central Eagles. The team had guys with talent. We just did not have many of them. There's a saying I believe in from Bart Starr. It's not the will to win, but the will to work to win. That summed up our players. We never won more games than we lost, but it wasn't because of how hard we worked. You would notice Mike Bouguet in practice and in games because of his passion for baseball. Nobody outworked him. Guys like Bob Laney and Mike Check were quality players, and they were quality people. They would do anything and everything they could for the program. Thanks to all the guys who played for us. As I said, I believe my being inducted into tonight's Hall of Fame validates everyone who played here. We helped lay that foundation for the program that we have today. And what I hope is that all of us continue to be part of what we started. Finally, I would like to thank my family for their support of me. My wife, Mary Beth, always encouraged my quest of getting the old baseball guys together every year. And thank you, Mary Beth, for our kids, Mariana, Joe Jr., Louie, and Ellie. I'm very proud of each one of you. Thank you to my brothers, Rick, who couldn't be here tonight, Tom and his wife, Julie, my sisters, Laura and her husband, Dwayne, Annie and her husband, Dave, and to their families, some who are also here celebrating with me. Mom, thanks for always supporting me in everything I did and setting a great example for our family. One thing I learned from my dad, who we lost a couple years ago, and everything for him was family. One thing I learned from him is summed up in a verse from a Randy Travis song from Three Wooden Crosses. It's not what you take when you leave this world behind you. It's what you leave behind you when you go. My dad left behind a supportive family who loves him and misses him. Tonight, I feel like my being inducted into the Hall of Fame means people appreciated what we did and what we left when we had to go. Thank you very much.